Hi, this is Angela from Upswing Baby Names, and today's Reader Q&A video is about middle names for Anne. Reader Shannon shares her dilemma. When you use a name with a reputation for fitting in the middle, in this case Anne, which middle names work best? Shannon, thank you so much for your letter. I'm going to share it with everyone watching. Hi Angela, love your blog. Thank you very much, Shannon. I've been reading through much of the content around middle names and middle names as first names. My husband and I are considering naming our first child after his late mother, Anne. Trouble is, I'm having a hard time coming up with a middle name that flows nicely in combination with our last name, which is, here I used a stand-in last name to protect Shannon's privacy. Her last name rhymes with Janey. So far, Annalise and Anne Elizabeth seem to be my best options. Wondering if you have any other ideas? I'd love to use something unique and modern for the middle name, given the traditional style of the first name. Any thoughts are greatly appreciated. Shannon. Well, Shannon, the first idea that came to mind was Anne Margaret. Of course, Anne Margaret was, and maybe still is, an actress. I remember her from the Grumpy Old Men movies, but she had a reputation as a 60s sex symbol before then. That's it. My suggestion is Anne Margaret. The end. No, that would be a huge cop-out. Besides, you said you wanted something unique and modern. But I did use Margaret as a starting point for inspiration. So off I went to seek names similar to Margaret in either length and/or rhythm. Here's what I found. Anne Lisette, Anne Rosalind, Anne Victoria, Anne Camille, Anne Mariel, Anne Meredith, Anne Beatrice, or Anne Beatrix. The names I shared might be more traditional than you had in mind, since you said you were looking for something modern. Here is a mix of modern meaning and ancient Greek names that all have a unique, fanciful quality. Anne Epiphany, Anne Calliope, Anne Persephone, and Anne Penelope. These names happen to have a pattern similar to Elizabeth. They are all 4 syllables with a stress on the second syllable, making them easy to put in the middle. I'm not sure these will go perfectly with the last name Janey because there is a repetitious E ending with the middle and last name. Personally, I don't think that's a deal breaker, especially for a middle name, but it's something to keep in mind. But fanciful may not be what you're looking for, so I dug a little deeper and came up with these names, which aren't exactly modern, but are unique. Anne Zipporah, Anne Guinevere. Then I found these names that are closer to meeting your unique and modern preferences. Anne Bronwyn, Anne Gwyneth, Anne Caris. Note, these names may or may not be modern in origin, but in this case, modern is a term used loosely to describe any name that doesn't have biblical or mythological origins and has formerly been obscure in this country, in this case the US, and is now becoming more familiar. Anne Bronwyn seems like a good fit. It has the rhythm similar to Anne Margaret, but happens to seem more modern than Anne Margaret. Anne Gwyneth has the distinction of being modern
Its style is Celtic, which gives it a modern appeal, and Gwyneth has a different ending than the first and last name. Anne Caris is a modern Welsh name. It works well because Caris has a rhythm similar to standard middle name Marie. Both names have 2 syllables with a stress on the second syllable. However, I happen to know the baby's real last name, which isn't actually Janie, and there may be some run together with Caris and the real last name. Not a deal breaker, but something for Shannon to consider. While Anne Caris is a good match, with this particular last name, I feel Anne Bronwyn and Anne Gwyneth would flow the best. However, any of these names that I mentioned would work, and it's really all a matter of personal taste. Good luck with everything, Shannon, and thank you so much for your question.